Hey guys, this is Rob Goebel, also known as Archery Rob. I'm practicing another self-sufficient gardening video here, and remember, you're only as free as your food supply. So if you're practicing prepping or whatever, you will only last as long as you can grow food for yourself. And if you just store food and don't have a way of reproducing it, if really come to shove, you'll run out of food. So this is all about self-sufficiency. So on to the video. All right, so today I'm threshing beans. I grew two different kinds of beans, cranberry beans and Jacob's cattle beans. And right now I'm doing Jacob's cattle beans. And I'm showing you how I'm gonna thresh them. There is part of what's left of one. This was full. These are 15-gallon buckets. I took an old grain sack right there and I filled it up. And then here's the fresh pods. There's a couple seeds at the bottom of here. And then here is the fresh grain in here. So you'll see how much grain I get out of this. Okay, so these actually thresh pretty easily. They're pretty delicate. I was actually kind of afraid to use the chain flail like I used on the wheat, but roll it down so it can be visible. And then I let a couple that aren't completely cracked. Never did too many. I did less the last time. Maybe I got to do smaller batches. So. All right, so I'm learning. Small batch worked absolutely great. This batch didn't, so I gotta take some out and redo it. All right, so cut it this short. I skipped most of it. Using the bag and banging it on the floor seems like a waste of time unless you did really small amounts. This thing I used that shows on my threshing of wheat video I used again, and both of these buckets were full of pods. Now this one's just full of empty pods here, and this bucket is probably about 5 gallons or so of seeds, beans. I gotta clean it a little bit. Been winnowed all out, and I gotta pick out bad seeds and mess with it, but it's pretty good harvest, I guess. I expected more, but I'm gonna grow them 3 times thicker next year, see if they'll hold each other up and see how they do. I'm learning as I go, so. Hey, so I'm back this morning. I got my little flail, you can't really see here. I got my 2 buckets, and these are my cranberry beans from the other side of the garden. These 2 Tupperware dishes, big full of them. I don't see how many beans we got out of these. I'm gonna run them with a flail. I had a misconception from doing all this reading and listening to everybody that the chain flail was gonna be too much and break up all the beans, and it really hasn't. I have to run it for about a minute or so. About a third full of 15-gallon buckets, no more than like 5 gallons of beans in it. And if I go up a half full, try to get more done, there's some pods that just don't get broke. So I'm gonna move on with that and show you how it goes through. Thank you, cat. And you can see these bean pods are all broken wide open. So And here I'll go through, and it's like hard to see, but this is what is left over, barely covering the bottom of the bucket. And then I'll save this, and I'll do more and come back. All right, so I cleaned this thing that was full of pods, and you can see here, that's the level of beans that came out of it. And let me tilt this. I can show them. Here's the cranberry beans. They need to be sorted, cleaned, and winnowed, but they're actually in pretty good shape. Not a whole bunch of beat up beans, so pretty good. So I'll do the rest and see how far we get. All right, so this is what we ended up with. We had both of these full of beans. This was overflowing. And now this is what we got for the cranberry beans. So this is it here, and there's the cranberry beans. I gotta find some of the bad seeds. There's probably 25, 30 pounds. Maybe I'll have to weigh it, actually get a better measurement. Maybe I'll weigh it and put it on here. But a couple bad beans come out, but there's some broken beans, but they'll eat. I'll get my planting seed out of here for next year. I think these might have produced better. I had more hope for the Jacob's cattle beans, but let me get a weight on them and see how one tastes better than the other. The cranberry beans, when I was picking them, if there was green pods, they tasted better. The Jacob's cattle beans, I wouldn't say that they tasted very good. Maybe the beans are good, but the pods really weren't desirable, I would say. These tasted very good. I could eat them. Not as good as like a Kentucky Wonder green bean, fresh off the vine, but not bad. So, hey, y'all enjoy. I'll follow up.